GameWorks is a game-based entertainment center that opened in 1996. Thank you for your comment.
How will you make GameWorks your own? Will you fuel up with great food and drinks? Will you pile up reward points playing your favorite games? Challenge a friend to try their luck. You might even discover some hidden talents. No matter what, you're guaranteed to leave feeling like a winner. Join the fun. GameWorks, your everyday adventure.
Originally slated to be opened in 1996 and then February 1997, the first full-scale GameWorks location, GameWorks Seattle, opened on March 15, 1997. This video game arcade and entertainment idea was the brainchild of Sega, along with the newly founded company DreamWorks SKG, which was founded by Steven Spielberg, David Geffen, and former Disney chairman Jeffrey Katzenberg, as well as MCA. The venture was formally named and announced as GameWorks by Sega, DreamWorks, and MCA on March 13, 1996. 100 entertainment centers were planned to open alongside the newly jointly funded private company itself, which additionally took distribution of arcade machines in North America and the operation of Sega City Chain over from Sega Enterprises USA as its side businesses. Under the new Sega GameWorks company, Spielberg led a team of esteemed Western attraction developers at Soundstage 35 on Universal's Hollywood's studio grounds, creating new concepts and rides for the first locations to open. The first full-scale GameWorks location, GameWorks Seattle, opened on March 15, 1997. The launch of the chain came with considerable PR fanfare centered around MTV's GameWorks premiere party. It was an hour-long television special filmed live from the opening day of the new Seattle venue and broadcast on the channel. Numerous major celebrities and public figures, including Will Smith, Gillian Anderson, and Bill Gates, attended, as well as popular artists such as Beck and Coolio performing live. With the Seattle launch a success, despite local controversy over MTV's treatment of the invitees, GameWorks stated it was a mere prototype. The second location, GameWorks Las Vegas, became the largest of the chain on May 10, 1997, to another celebrity-endorsed launch party. Taking up 45,000 square feet of the Showcase Mall's basement on the Strip, the venue featured larger food and drink outlets alongside a 75-foot rock climb structure. Las Vegas was then closely followed by GameWorks Ontario, California in July. The third location launched with a skateboarding event featuring Tony Hawk and Top Skater tournaments in the Ontario Mills Mall, which saw the chain in direct competition with the Dave & Buster's location situated on the other side. In fact, back in 1998, I used to go to the Dave & Buster's in Ontario Mills more than I ever went to the GameWorks there. Full-scale venues would cost up to $10 million, with the plans initially calling for up to 100 locations in the United States, alongside a smaller number of licensed international examples by 2002. Despite early success and countrywide exposure from its original launch, GameWorks' progress soon stalled on its 100-strong facility target, which only could be completed if a center was opened every 6 weeks by 2002. Through talks for it and other provisional sites had been initiated earlier in the year, a 3-month gap occurred between the opening of the Ontario location and the GameWorks Grapevine, Texas location. Attributed to the lack of prime real estate and negotiation processes, the company downscaled its ambitions, instead deciding to also place focus on new smaller venues, more identifiably arcades, instead of the broader GameWorks offering. The creation of GameWorks Studios, a new chain lacking most of the pretenses of previous locations and used as a rebranding tool for the previous Sega City operations. Sites opened under the chain included GameWorks Studio City of Industry and GameWorks Studio San Antonio, both designed around themed arcade rooms. By this time, GameWorks distribution unit was given back to Sega Enterprises USA in an attempt to focus the company on its original endeavors. With the last full-scale opening on November 1997's GameWorks Tempe, it would go on to take another year for the sixth, GameWorks Auburn Hills, to appear in 1998. A handful of other U.S. locations followed in Miami, Chicago, and Columbus. Further emphasis was placed on larger restaurants at new openings during this period. By 2000, slow growth followed during a period where same-store sales tapered. Revenue improved by $10 million, according to GameWorks. Nonetheless, DreamWorks chose to drop its involvement in February of 2001, citing prolonged difficulties and a belief that its personnel had now fulfilled their creative input. GameWorks Long Beach opened. It was the final and second largest GameWorks venue to open in North America under Sega. GameWorks Minneapolis opened in November of 2002, and GameWorks Long Beach in December of 2003. They were the first to feature bowling alleys. GameWorks did have international locations, but many of them soon closed, with new ones opening up in other countries to fill that void. These, however, did not improve fortunes, publicly blaming a lack of income unable to cover the high rent for all of its facilities. GameWorks filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on March 11, 2004. While operations continued under cost-cutting measures, plans to salvage the business in a last-ditch attempt by Sega to maintain its U.S. operations presence saw Universal's remaining stake in the business wholly sold to Sega Sammy Holdings. By November 3, 2005, the conglomerate had secured the venture through the newly formed Sega Entertainment USA, officially making it the sole owner. The GameWorks chain would eventually reach its peak of 30 locations, well short of the 100 it had forecasted. By this point, the chain focused on renewing its food and drink outlets at older locations, as well as establishing new store concepts like World Sports Grill, which was not well received. Amidst ineffective business strategies and a continuing worsening economic crisis in the late 2000s that caused new openings to be scrapped, Sega Entertainment USA entered liquidation, choosing to close or sell 7 of its 16 GameWorks sites effective March 29, 2010. In May of 2011, Sega sold GameWorks, which now consisted of only 7 locations. Now under the relocated GameWorks Entertainment, the remaining venues were acquired by an investor group headed by amusement industry veteran Steve Dooner. Dooner planned to revitalize GameWorks by making broad changes to technology, menus, and marketing, increasing the company's emphasis on social media, and eventually opening new locations. Some theming and redemption prizes at original venues retained the link to its original creators, though further closures of the Las Vegas, Ontario, and Tempe branches occurred. In fact, the GameWorks near me, Ontario Mills, closed on July 11, 2017. The closure of the store comes after the expiration of the lease for the company at its tenant space. In May of 2017, Oomba acquired GameWorks. By the next year, in May 2018, Chicago-based ExWorks Capital took ownership of GameWorks. On December 24, 2021, GameWorks announced that it would be closing all of its remaining locations, citing financial difficulties brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. Greg Stevens, who was the company's CEO from 2011 to 2018, subsequently reacquired the assets of the Seattle location with business partner Howard Brand, a managing partner at the former owner of H&R Capital. After some reorganization, the Seattle location reopened on August 3, 2022. As of 2023, GameWorks has only one location, located in Seattle, Washington. So what do you remember about this place? Leave a comment or a suggestion for a future video below. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.